Hi, my name is Amy and today I want to show you how to pack an emergency kit. Let us start with an evacuation emergency kit. So I use a spare suitcase that I have and I already packed spare clothing and underwear. Now I of course also need some hygienic items. So I've got my toothpaste, my toothbrush, my hairbrush, some shampoo. Very important is a first aid kit. So I add this. And as the wildlife moves when we are moving, I also carry a snake bite kit. The benefits of a kit are that it contains a splint to immobilize joints. However, it is absolutely okay if you at least have a snake band. It is very important to stay informed in an emergency, so a battery operated AM radio is part of my emergency kit. I also wrote the emergency stations on the bottom, so I do not have to look them up when the adrenaline is pumping and everything is rushed. As it is battery operated, we also need batteries. In addition, I pack my important documentation like my passport, driver's license, title of the house, even internet passwords, and precious items. So this could be medals, jewelry, pictures of your loved ones that cannot easily be replaced. And I also add my bushfire preparation toolkit because it contains all emergency contacts and I have the plan on what to do and when to do it right in front of me. I personally recommend that you review this at least annually, just to make sure that your situation hasn't changed, because sometimes family members move out or move in and then you need to adjust what you're doing. Now that we have successfully packed the emergency kit that can be packed away and stored until we need it, we look into the items we have to grab at the day. So I use a separate bag, and at first I will take my laptop and of course a charger for the laptop. I also grab my phone and a charger. It's also very important that you take your prescription medicine and your wallet, and please make sure you have enough emergency cash. During a bushfire, it is normal that we lose power, and so the ATM and FCOS machines would not be working. I also lock up and take the keys to all my cars, motorbikes, boats, caravans. And if you have a fire blanket, please take this too. It's also recommended that if you go to an evacuation center, that you bring your own pillow and blanket. If you are a pet owner, you should also have a crate to put your pet in, a leash if it is a dog. You would want a food bowl and some food. I personally have a pet passport on which I keep all important details of my animals. That includes the emergency contact. This could be if I, for example, am not able to capture one of my animals before I have to leave. I would have everything in place. I have the microchip number, the medication they are on, if there are any allergies or special requirements. And I also have the usual vet details on there, so I can easily share this either on social media, or if I have to leave my animals in someone else's care, they have all the information provided. Please be reminded that you cannot take your pet to an evacuation center, except it is a official guide dog. And now that I'm ready to leave, all I have to take is my water bottle and some snacks for the journey. While we have decided not to stay and defend, we still think it is very crucial to have an emergency kit, just in case if conditions change quickly and it is suddenly too late to leave. This could also be due to road closure. We use an old toolbox as it is amber resistant, and I use the benefit that I can use magnets here to have my checklist ready. So I will pack this in reverse so that the items we need first are on the top. So I start with my snake bite and first aid kit. I will then add a torch with batteries, our multi-tool, our fire blanket, the emergency radio, and again we have the emergency frequencies written on the bottom. This radio is also a torch and a power bank. It is either crank operated or can be solar charged. If you use a multi-combination radio like we do, I would highly recommend that you always have a spare set of torches, so you do not have to steal the radio away from people while you, for example, inspect your roof cavity for spot fires. If I have to remove myself from my family for any reason, I will make sure that I can stay in contact. So we have this little two-way radios. And now we get to what we need to start off with.
Before we continue on, I would just like to pay some attention to footwear. Yes, I totally understand that barefoot or minimal footwear, like flip-flops or thongs or Birkenstock, is most comfortable during the hot season. But in an emergency situation, we need to rethink. The only appropriate footwear in this instance is an enclosed shoe that can withstand the conditions of your emergency situation, in this case a bushfire threat. Let's watch a short clip of someone who made the wrong choice. And please be assured, I do not use graphic pictures in our videos.
I was the first vehicle that had a spare seat, so he jumped in my car and we drove him back down the hill. It took us a while to get down. We had to move some more trees off the road on the way back down, but he was just happy to have a drink of water. And as I found out later, his gumboots had stuck to his feet and he was very badly burnt, but he did not complain.
I am sharing this in hopes we can avoid such injuries in the future. But now let's get back to our emergency kit.
So we start off with long-sleeved protective clothing, fire retardant gloves, a wide brim hat, fire and heat protective goggles, and masks. This is obviously additional to the evacuation pack that we did beforehand. The emergency kit goes hand in hand with your emergency food. So you can see mine is clearly labeled, so that means no one touches it except we are in an emergency. And I've also added the check by date, which means that is the first item that will expire in our emergency box and then hence needs to be replaced. I will now give you some ideas what you could pack in there, but really think simple, think pantry items, something that does not need to be refrigerated, and it is easy to prepare. Here are some breakfast ideas. Please consider that coffee and tea requires water to be prepared, and you do not want this to come off your water supply to stay hydrated. Also, fresh bread is not really helpful in this instance, so we have replaced it with crisp bread. These are our emergency snacks. From seaweed over salted nuts, chips, Oreos, banana chips, fruit and jelly, or for the more savory taste, some breadsticks with spiced ham. We have everything covered. Here we have some ideas for lunch or dinners. So the green bag you see on the left hand side can be sourced at any caravan shop. It is dried ingredients that by adding of boiling water turn into a meal. I like to add some rice to both the dried food variant as well as to the soup and stew. I usually also add some vegetables to the instant noodles just to make them go a little longer way. And we also have canned fish. So this is obviously just one of each. We have multiple to actually last us for 5 days. We shall also not forget a bowl, a can opener, cutlery, and a gas cooker to prepare our foods. And we have to add in water that is required for cooking so it doesn't come off our drinking needs. Speaking of water, we also have some electrolytes in our emergency food box. It makes the water taste a little bit more friendly and it helps us stay hydrated. Speaking about the amount of water you require, so it is recommended that females, so adult females, drink 2.7 liters a day and males 3.7 liters, based on around 3 liters a day per adult. One of these 24 times 600 milliliter crates would last you 4.8 days. And you also have to factor in the water required for cooking. So I would calculate 2 because I would assume that we are more thirsty than usual. So 2 crates per adult for a 5-day period. I hope this video has helped you in order to pack your emergency kit. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact the Lake Clifton Volunteer Fire Brigade via Facebook. And I will also add the checklist in the links below. Thank you so much for watching. Stay prepared, stay safe.